The Suzuki SV 650. I just took one look at it and I thought, well, once Hayden's passed this test, he's going to need to ride about in a more forever bike. I don't want him riding about on a dirty great big 1000 or like something that he ain't going to be able to control on the 900s. So a nice compromise is a decent 650. So what I want to ask myself is, can someone who's just passed their riding test jump on this, ride it, enjoy it, but not kill themselves on it? And that's what we're going to find out. Cue the intro. Alright. Okay, she seems pretty nice. Alright, she's tall. So let's start the engine. Okay, well, it's a V-twin, I can tell you that much. And she's got like the bog standard control systems, the high beam, low beam, indicators, horn, starter and kill switch. She's in neutral right now. You've got a nice little display there. It's not exactly your BMW TFT display, but it'll tell you what you need to know. She's only got 9 miles on it, so. Alright, let's kick her into gear, find out where the clutch bites. Okay, the clutch bites relatively early, and it seems to be clutching for a long time. Right, go on. Tell Tom to get a move on. Okay, little bit of feathering on the clutch here, and it seems forgiving. Alright, we're off. You hit high gear and like, you know, she's got torque, but like I say, V-twin scenario, so it's got like lots of pulling power, lots of torque, and but isn't a screamer. The throttle isn't like a light switch. Let me gear it down a little bit, see if no, you turn the throttle on, you give it a little go, and it doesn't light switch, you know, straight on and off, but she's got lots of power. Right, quick check here, so all the lights, everything all comes on. She have a trigger? She doesn't have a trigger. So, how you flash someone? We're going to have an opportunity here in a moment to like gun this thing and see what she can do. Okay, when the low gear, she's got a little bit of an on and off. Let's feel that. Well, she's got enough power to get you into all sorts of trouble. And she's got lots of torque. She's fun to ride. So my question is, can someone who's just done their riding test jump on a bike like this?
In learning about how good this SV650 is for a new rider, I realised what it was like for me when I was learning. And to be honest, it was difficult to put yourself in that mindset of, can a newbie rider handle this bike, in terms of what I was like when I was a new rider. My bike at the time was a 250cc, and it was plenty for all I needed, but what if someone gave me this bike when I was 25? I think I could get by without killing myself, but it would be better if I had a coach to ride with and to teach me all the nuances to riding this bike on the streets. But then again, when I was 25, I'd been riding for some years. Now if I was say 16 or 17, which was when I was first starting to learn to ride and had a little 100cc bike, then I can categorically say I would be dead.
There's no real power band that, you know, all of a sudden kicks on and tears your arms off. But she's fast. I mean, she'll quite happily do like a ton. I don't know how big the tank is. It looks like it's a sizable tank, like, you know, at the very least like 3 gallon. Is it comfortable? Well, it's not plush, but then again, it's not a tourer. I mean, you're kind of, your knees are kicked up, so she's got a nice aggressive lean angle. So ergonomics, like, you're not aggressive, you're not down here, but at the same time, you're not exactly leaning on your hands. You know, if you're sitting upright a little bit, I mean, you can have a lot of fun on this. I know I could. I mean, it's a pity it's so tall, because I'd love for Shay to sit on this and see what she thinks. Oh yeah, the fuel gauge is at the bottom here. A bit difficult to read unless you know what you're looking for. It's got half a tank. And then you've got your temperature gauge there. The guy who was like showing it to me, he was telling me that he wouldn't have a problem letting me have it for like, you know, just under £8 out the door. So let's tell Tom about this. She's got go, but it's linear. It's not on, off. It's not going to rip your arms off. You, okay. And then you do the power band. You know, she's got a wide stance. She's easy to ride. She's light. She's manoeuvrable. And she's got like, she's very basic. Like the display's very basic on it. Hang on a sec, what am I looking at here? Okay, so I've got some buttons here, whatever. Okay, that's the trips. So there's no advanced, range, miles per gallon. Right, so there's no... Okay, so there's no like technologicals for like riding modes or anything like that. She's a V-twin. And she's got lots of grunt, and I like it. I wouldn't have a problem with Hayden riding around on this one if he just passed his test. You know, he'd have to find his foot in, and like kind of the clutch seems nice and light. You know, and it's linear clutch. It's not sharp, not like, you know, suddenly you're going. It's progressive. So, and the throttle, it's not, you know, one touch and you're revving it out of to kingdom come. Brakes and everything, I don't know if they're Brembos. What's that? Tokiko? But it's got a lot of grunt. So it'll stop you. Single swing arm? No, it's not. It's just standard swing arm. It's got the mono shock at the rear there. So there's nothing fancy. Nothing electronic or, you know, whiz-bangy. It just looks decent as a naked bike goes, as a street bike, and she's got some nice lines to her. She doesn't have the Kawasaki sort of sharp edge look, like it, you know, doesn't have that look like it's a stealth bomber. But at the same time, you know, the only thing is, like, I'm not sure about like the exposed radiator here. And it's not much padding. I mean, it's nice padding, but after a couple of hours, that would probably your bum ache. Passengers, I mean, passenger wouldn't have a problem. I mean, it's got a nice looking sharp edge to it, sharp lines to it. It's got decent enough blinkers. I mean, it's not LED lights. No, that's just a that's a candle. It's like, so you'd have to replace all that with LED stuff, but otherwise, what do you expect? It's not exactly the most expensive groundbreaking 650 there is. I like it. I think it's a great little bike. If I had, like, you know, a few grand stashed away, I'd probably pick this up. There's a little runaround. Huh? Not sure about the base price, but like Spencer told me that like they could have you out the door like for less than £8 on this. All right. Okay, well, let's run her back, and I'm going to tell Hayden what I think of it and recommend this bike to him. But I just like the sound of it though. It's got that low. It's got a lovely sound. I mean, obviously not as lovely as, but. And the engine braking slows it down. Yeah, this bike will keep him at me for at least like a year or so, or a couple of years. It seems to be really forgivable, really easy to ride around. She's not aggressive. It's like, you ride us, she ain't riding you. Mirrors, yeah, like, I mean, yeah, I can see my elbows. I've seen worse. The worst mirrors I've ever seen was on a Harley Davidson like Street 750. They were literally, if you wanted to see what your tits looked like, those were the mirrors to use. Like I said, this is just an impressions video based on a certain circumstance of, would I let my son or my stepson jump on a bike like this after he's just passed his riding test? And the answer for this particular 650 is yes. It's linear, it's fun, she goes. I'm not going to push the limits on it, but like, it'll quite happily get you up to 100, so definitely 110, 120 it can take you. But yeah, I love it. She's got lots of low down torque, lots of top end. I mean, she's a little bit jumpy, I suppose, in the low gears, a little bit on and offy, but the engine is manageable enough. Well, I'm going to definitely recommend this bike. One more little look around there. I mean, yeah, tail tidies and all that fun stuff, you know, kids alike, but everything just seems to be easy to work on. You need some frame sliders, but otherwise, yeah, I'm happy. Okay, well, let's let them know. Well, that's our little check up on this bike for now. Everyone of you, ride safe, take care of yourselves, and as always, laters.